so here we have our ingredients. We've got a pie crust. This one is from a frozen pie crust, but if you're one of those people who have their own pie crust recipe, you can go ahead and use that as well. Here we have about 5½ cups of apples. Now, you're going to need to use apples that are good for cooking so that they will hold their shape. I believe these are Cortland apples, which were lovingly chopped up by my husband, Big Joe, who's also my cameraman today. When we went apple picking, we had so many apples. This is a wonderful way to get rid of some of those extra apples that you don't need if you go a little apple happy when you go apple picking. Okay, we also have a tablespoon of lemon juice, a ½ cup of granulated sugar, a ¼ cup of packed brown sugar, and 3 tablespoons of flour. We also have some cinnamon, and we have my secret ingredient, Jamaican allspice. Now, Jamaican allspice is pumpkin spice's cool Jamaican cousin. So, everything gonna be all right. Woo, yeah. Okay, so that's my wonderful thing. The fun thing about Jamaican allspice is that it has the flavors of clove and it has the flavors of nutmeg as well, all incorporated in there. So you get all those wonderful flavor profiles in the spice there. So all you have to do, very simple ingredients and simple method to put together. You just sprinkle all of these wonderful things into your apple. Our friend Rusty's over here. I don't know if you can see her in the shot, but that's our family pet. She's wonderful and she's very curious. So all you have to do is mix this all together. Okay, and we can also put some of the spice in. Now, the cinnamon, you're going to need about ½ teaspoon. There we go. I'm going to do it by eye because I sort of know how much that is. And for our Jamaican allspice, we'll just put a little bit because we don't want it to overpower too much. There we go. And then we mix this all up. Okay, so now we've got our wonderful pie filled to the brim with apples. Now comes the topping. Okay, so because this is Dutch apple pie, we're going to have a wonderful crumbly crust on top of this, okay? So what we're going to need is, over here, I've got 1/3 of a cup of butter. Now, if you're vegan or anything like that, you can also use margarine. Not a problem. Over here, we've got 3/4 of a cup of flour. We've got 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar. And we've got, again, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, nice and packed. By the way, your butter should be at room temperature. That will make everything to work with much easier. Okay, so again, very simple. We just put our ingredients into the bowl. Now, you can use a fork for this if you want to. Not a problem. But I have this wonderful little contraption called a pastry cutter. If you have got one of these are fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the butter into this sugar and flour until it's nice and crumbly. Through the miracle of time travel and video technology, I've been working on this for about 5 minutes or so. And you see how nice and crumbly the texture is here? There we go. It's just about right. It's got big sort of crumbs. And these are going to bake up nice and crunchy on top of your pie. So here's our pie. I'm going to just use my hands and liberally sprinkle it over the top. Like this, all over. Rusty is here, and she is wondering, is this for me? Do I get a chance to taste this? No, Rusty, you don't like apples. You don't realize it, but you don't. Look at her. She looks so sad. No apple pie for me. Hi. That's right. Great. Now, we're ready to go to the oven. Okay, so our oven is preheated and set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've put my apple pie on a cookie dish just to be sure that it doesn't leak, and it's also easier to manipulate. So we're gonna bake this for 50 minutes, 50, and then it'll be ready. So our pie is baked. We're ready to take it out. Oh, looky, looky. It looks perfect. Nice and crumbly, all toasted and beautiful. And yes, some of the juices did leak, but our dish caught it, so our stove is not a mess. Woohoo! Okay, well, it looks perfect. It smells divine. The real test is the taste test. That's coming up next. Okay, so now here we are at the moment of truth, the taste test. Here I have my guinea pigs, children, who are going to taste test my pie. If it's good, we'll know. All right, kiddos, dig in. Okay. Fork. Oh.
Very supreme dish. Very good. Oh, this is good.
Oh, it turned out really yummy. That's fantastic. I hope your pie turns out as good as this. Thank you so very much for joining me in my kitchen. I thank you so much. Enjoy your pies. And until the next time, peace, love, and pie.